This One's Wife. Halloween. Photo op. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Possibly one of the most frightening things you witnessed this Halloween was the picture that has been released purportedly of Prince Harry, this one's wife, Archie and Lilibet. Now, questions have been raised about the provenance of this photograph, something I'm going to address in a separate video. This is about the picture itself and obviously what it seeks to achieve. The picture, as you can see from the thumbnail, shows the gruesome twosome and their children pounding the streets of Montecito, engaging in trick-or-treat on Halloween. Of course, this photo, if genuine, has been provided in order to generate publicity for this one's wife, rather than engage in the privacy that she and Prince Harry claimed that they wanted. Once again, she engages in providing a picture which isn't the clearest. Indeed, one might argue that you've seen clearer pictures of Bigfoot than from this picture. And it's from the rear, once again. With it being taken from the rear, this does call into question, is it actually them? And as I mentioned, I'll be addressing that in a separate video. But it also, if it is them, it demonstrates something of a contemptuous stance by this one's wife and Harry. It's as if to say, you can look upon us, but you can't look upon us. You can't look us in the face. You can only see us from behind. Now, this one's wife will be trying to create the suggestion that someone just happened to snap them from behind as they were pounding the streets of Montecito. But in all honesty, if someone were to take a photograph, they would take a photograph of them as they were approaching them. That's the natural order of things, that you would take a picture of them because you'd see them from afar. Oh, look, there's Harry and this one's wife walking down the road. Let's get a picture of them. Or even take one perhaps from the side so you could still see them. Not take one after the event. But this is part of the game playing that this one's wife engages in. And on the assumption that it is them, this picture is then released as if to say, you can't really look at us, but we're still going to claim the benefit of doing so anyway. And of course, this photograph has ended up in the press and has been reported on by the Daily Mail, Hello, In Style, Elle, the Daily Record, Cosmopolitan, The Mirror, GB News, amongst others, and of course has been picked up on various social media platforms with commensurate discussion therein. Naturally, its provision has allowed this one's wife to triangulate the readership and viewership with this particular photograph. This then allows her to assert control. There is plenty of fuel that is drawn from many tertiary sources, all commenting in response to it. It's also part of facade management. It's done to make her look like an engaging mother, one that cares about her children, that is there doing something familial with them. Now, interestingly, the Daily Mail reports on it through Jessica Green, who states, this one's wife and Prince Harry take Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet trick-or-treating in Montecito. Prince Harry and this one's wife took their children trick-or-treating for Halloween this year. In an image shared on X, formerly Twitter, by a fan account, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex can be seen walking with Prince Archie 4 and Princess Lilibet 2 in their hometown of Montecito, California. Pausing there, it's no small coincidence, of course, that this picture is released after King Charles has made reference to Catherine as his beloved daughter-in-law. As I explained to you in yesterday's video, it's highly likely that this one's wife would be aware of the content of the speech, and irrespective of the fact there was no relevance in mentioning her, her narcissism compels her to react with fury to the fact that Catherine is mentioned and she is not. And I did say yesterday, how long will it be before there is some form of retaliation from this one's wife? And lo and behold, within the matter of a day, it happens. There is a photograph that's released showing them walking down the road. Another sort of pap picture, which is supposedly caught by somebody else, but we all know has ultimately been staged. And this is a reaction. She is so predictable in this regard. This is a reaction from the narcissist, this one's wife, responding in this fashion to try and draw attention back to herself. The Mail continues by explaining the doting mother, yeah, right, carried her daughter, dressed in a pink ensemble, while Archie held hands with his father, who appeared low-key in a grey top, navy trousers and a black cap. Little Archie holds onto a pumpkin-themed basket, with Harry also carrying a container, ready to collect his daughter's Halloween treats. It is unclear exactly where or when the image was taken. The Duke and Duchess's former Instagram account, @SussexRoyal, was tagged in the photograph. This isn't the first year Harry and this one's wife have attended and celebrated the spooky holiday. The couple enjoyed a Halloween party that they attended with Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooks' bank in Toronto in October 2016, before their relationship was revealed. Speaking in the first episode of their explosive Shitflix docu-series in December 2022, Harry and this one's wife recalled how they went incognito with borrowed costumes with Eugenie, Jack, and this one's wife's close friend, Marcus Anderson. This one's wife revealed during an interview with Ellen DeGeneres last year that the party, which happened in Toronto, had a post-apocalyptic theme. It then goes on talking more about what happened on that occasion in the past. Accordingly, another photo that has been released that purports to be them, that thus is utilised for the purposes of triangulation, so that people are controlled through its production, that attention comes back onto this one's wife as a consequence of the need for her to have that fuel, because, after all, the fact that mention was made of what Catherine was, a beloved daughter-in-law, has wounded her, and therefore her narcissism compels her to do something. What do people think about this? Do people look at it and think, oh, that's cute. Oh, how lovely. Isn't it nice to see the family engaging in these things? Well, interestingly, in the below-the-line comments, Joke from London states, a story about a photo without the photo. And other people have commented upon how odd that is. But I'll be addressing that in a separate video shortly. A Surrey reader states, I took my grandchildren trick-or-treating in Surrey last night. Can that go as a press story? JPT, no pictures? Is this just unsubstantiated hot air? Vambo, thought Harry wore his clown face all year. Blue Bonnets, no pictures regarding trick-or-treating. Boss Lady 77, so where's the pics of the kids in their costumes? Thanks for the laugh, DM. And another thing, and how is this news? Disillusioned. How interesting, said no one ever. Don't like Bulldust, who gives a rat's ass what these irrelevant duo do. Joy for Joy, oh, they have kids. Mount Maiden, so did millions of others. Fairy of Friends adds, so not news. Sakia Z, so they are worried about security when it gets taken away, but happy to take their kids trick-or-treating. It doesn't make sense, pretending they are like everyday people. No support, no favourable responses provided by those below the line, which is hardly to be expected. There's more favourable coverage, as you'd expect, in the supine publications of Cosmopolitan and Elle, talking about how wonderful and delightful it all is. But once again, this one's wife shows her predictability. There are complimentary comments made about Catherine. That wounds her, and she cannot help herself but have to do something to bring the attention back onto her. Yet, all that it does is, yes, it gains her fuel, but it gains her yet more criticism, as people just see it as completely transparent and see-through. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.